Hey everyone, it's Spurs Rail 96 here. Hope you're doing well out there. Welcome to another Train Sim World news video. Today I'll take a look at the latest roadmap update for March 2025, which Dovetail published in the past 24 hours. Before we go any further, there is a little overview of the March roadmap update for Train Sim World on your screens now. So let's get into the details. We will start with the first Welsh route in Train Sim World, the Cardiff City Network. It has been revealed that it will be dropping in March, the middle of the month in fact, which is fantastic. Dovetail has decided to squeeze a little bit more detail out of the Class 153. These in particular are two variants that will be coming with the Cardiff City Network, the Class 153-3 and the BR Class 153-9 diesel multiple units. These subclasses offer a different passenger interior, with the 153-3 being a fully compliant PRM railcar featuring a accessible toilet. Meanwhile, the 153-9 is a light PRM compliant unit. It does not feature the same toilet. Naturally, this means the 153-3 also has an extra blanked out window visible on the exterior. These will be joined by the BR Class 150-2 diesel multiple unit in the Transport for Wales livery, featuring new headlights, destination boards and other modern features. In terms of the route itself, it packs over 20 stations across 20 miles of track, from Rhadir, Croydon and Heath High Level to the likes of Cogan, Penrith and Cardiff Bay, with Welsh and English bilingual signage and posters available across the entire route. The Dovetail hasn't dived into too much details on the timetable yet. Hopefully in the next couple of weeks more details on the timetable will be revealed. Next up is another new route that showcases a new country in Train Sim World. That is a route, of course, from the Netherlands, Spoorljin, Zwolle to Groningen. That's also coming in March, at the back end of March, which is fantastic. So two new routes showcasing two new countries in close proximity, which is brilliant. So the Spoorljin Zwolle to Groningen is 107 kilometres of track from Zwolle to Groningen, stopping at 8 stations along the way, featuring authentic Netherlands Spoorwagen coaches, signage and PIS displays. You will have the choice between the SNG Sprinter 3-car electric multiple unit, which has finally been seen in Train Sim World form for the first time, and the incredible ICMM Couplopper 3-car electric multiple unit with its flight deck-like cab, as you learn new signals, signage and systems across the route. To help you get up to speed with how the railways work in the Netherlands, Dovetail has made updates to the Kingsuchtelbaan Deutsche Bahn Vectron electric locomotive to support Dutch signalling, screen updates, both English-Dutch speaking sounds, as well as the ATB safety system, which should hopefully give you a chance to get up to speed as you discover what it's like to operate trains in the Netherlands. Next up, we will talk about the West Somerset Railway. No, not Thomas the Tank Engine and his mates. That's a load of crap as far as I'm concerned. There is a new patch that specifically concerns the West Somerset Railway. Mainly, it's receiving updates that's elevating the visual experience, in particular the foliage and the landscape across the route. Other new features and changes you can expect to see is improved route and signal lighting, improved tracks to include Train Sim World's new long-distance shadows, new suspension physics to all of the West Somerset Railway diesel rolling stock. Conductor mode will be available on the route, and Dovetail has replaced all benches with interactive ones for passengers. Finally, they've also opened up footbridges for passengers and the players to walk across. And just looking at the pictures, looks fantastic. It does go to show what a remaster can do to one of Train Sim World's oldest routes. It looks like it was released like yesterday. It's really, really good, these remasters. Hopefully more to come in the near future. Next up, we will touch base with some German content. Dovetail has revealed what their next German route is going to be. It can't be as bad as the Pfalzich Bahn, but honestly on paper this one looks quite interesting. It's an S Bahn focused route. We haven't had one for years really, since Hauptstrecke Rheinruhr 2020. Wow, nearly 5 years ago. Crazy. The route in question is the Frankfurt S Bahn. It represents the S1, S8 and S9 lines of the S Bahn Rhine main network, covering over 80 kilometers and a total of 25 stations between Frankfurt main Hauptbahnhof, including the underground platforms to Wiesbaden Hauptbahnhof. Each line offers a different driving experience. S1 line takes a more direct westerly route out of Frankfurt, calling at suburban locations in the outskirts of the city and running north of the main river, the longest tributary of the Rhine, all the way to Wiesbaden. S8 and S9 lines share an alternative path, which initially heads south to serve Frankfurt Airport's regional station, before stopping at all stations on the main Bahn south of the main. The route is set prior to the opening of the Frankfurt Gateway Gardens, offering the chance to traverse over the original airport approach, which today no longer exists. The route scenery will show the new flyover that is under construction. At Bischofheim, the line parts ways, and the S9 line takes an S-bend viaduct over the main to join the S1 line's path into Wiesbaden, leaving the S8 line to continue via Mainz Hauptbahnhof before itself making a sweeping turn to Wiesbaden, crossing the River Rhine twice in the process. For further operational interests, AI traffic simulating other lines such as the S7, S2, S3, S4 and S5, S6 is also in the game as AI only, so it's going to be a very, very busy traffic pattern, that's for sure. And lastly, lines such as S8 and S9 are some which run a full 24/7 timetable, offering a full-length run at all hours of the day and night. I must also point out this route will be the first Train Sim World route that will not be available on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. It will be just available on the PC, Xbox, Series S and X, and the PlayStation 5. In terms of the traction coming with this route, we do have one new piece of rolling stock that we haven't seen in Train Sim World before. That is, of course, the DBBR 430 electric multiple unit, which operates the bulk of traffic on the S1, S8 and S9 lines. The 4-car high-capacity electric multiple unit has been in operation on the S Bahn Rhine main since their introduction a little over a decade ago. The design is reminiscent of the DBBR 422, although with more modern fittings and tweaks befitting of a busy network such as Frankfurt. The 430s replaced the much-lamented DBBR 420 and expanded the size of the fleet to offer a total of 9 trains an hour in each direction, spread across all 3 lines with up to 12 car formations. Supplementing the DBBR 430 is, of course, the DBBR 423, a stable electric multiple unit for S Bahn networks across Germany, which we have the 423 already in the game. The version included with the Frankfurt S Bahn will feature a new interior to represent the S Bahn Rhine main variant, as well as some physics upgrades, which is a welcome thing to hear. The DBBR 423 fleet is certainly no stranger to the Wiesbaden lines, although it spends a majority of its time serving other destinations, making it a key part of the scene around Frankfurt Hauptbahnhof. In terms of other traffic, providing regional traffic is the DBBR 143 and the Dosto Wagen coaches and cab car, which runs regional Bahn services out of Wiesbaden. AI-only traffic, such as intercity express services and freight, will suitably layer in across the route. Now, here's an update, a DLC that hasn't been talked about for years. TSG is resurrecting the DBBR 420. It's finally coming to Train Sim World, which is just fantastic. It's been in a dormant state pretty much since Train Sim World 2, so nearly 4 years later, we're finally going to get it in Train Sim World. Now, the good news is the focus of this DBBR 420 has shifted the main bulk of its gameplay to the upcoming Frankfurt S Bahn route, which means we're going to get it sooner than we expected. But also the originally planned Munich S Bahn version of the model will also be included. The Munich version is a modernised 8th Series 420 with swinging doors, digital displays in the cab and LED destination boards. The Frankfurt version is a 7th Series with sliding doors, analogue cab gauges for speedo, PZB and safety, CFA systems, as well as a roller-blind destination board. The interiors are a bit different as well in terms of colours, and there is also differences in decals, of course. Those who've been looking forward to the 420 since the Train Sim World 2 days can rejoice. It will be hot on the heels of the Frankfurt S Bahn route, according to Dovetail Games. Compared to the modern 430, the 420 is a three-car electric multiple unit without any walk-through gangways, and all around represents a much more classic way of driving and riding along the S Bahn Rhine-Main, what with it being from the early 1970s. The 420 will come with its own interpretation of the Frankfurt S Bahn timetable, swapping out 430 traffic for its classic predecessor. The Munich S Bahn 420 can be used on Hauptstrecke München to Augsburg, but it won't have any scenarios or timetable. It won't even work on the München-Augsburg timetable. I mean, not surprised, the route is so out of date and hasn't been touched for years. Definitely Hauptstrecke München-Augsburg is top of the list when it concerns German route remasters. And just to say as well that also the DBBR 420 will be available on Xbox Series S and X, PlayStation 5 and the PC only. It will not be available on the PlayStation 4 or the Xbox One. And sticking with TSG for a second, he's also revealed a new German locomotive pack, which has been added to the roadmap, but it doesn't say what it is exactly. Hopefully it will be good, considering the track record that TSG has had in Train Sim World. Next up, we will turn our attention to a loco I'm very much looking forward to, the BR Class 86-2 electric locomotives from Locomotive from Just Trains. So in this March update, Just Trains has decided to show the interior of the Mark IIF coaches. These latest images shows the Mark IIF first class variant, the Mark IIF BSO guard area, and the Mark IIF second class variant. In the first class coach, you can see that the seats, shown in brown, are slightly wider and comfier, and that they include a pillow to rest your head on, the less luxurious blue versions that are used in the second class coaches. As detailed in the previous development update, the BSO coach has a split personality. One end of the coach houses the passenger seating area, whilst the guards compartment has the other. The split is pretty much 50-50 of the coach length. The vestibule area is the same design on both the first and second class coaches and was separated from the seating location by a door. The real-world Mark IIFs were fitted with an automatic door operating system, which was actioned by a pressure plate on the floor. However, these provided to be somewhat unreliable, and so there was also a conventional handle to use in case of the auto system failing. In the Just Trains version, you will need to operate the handle in order to enter and exit the vestibule area. The vestibule area also houses a toilet, which, in case you're wondering, is not accessible by the players. Also, Just Trains has revealed an additional livery for the 86-2. In the previous update, Just Trains showed two of the included liveries, but this one being shown in the March update makes it free, with the addition of the red buffer beams and the black headcode box. The liveries Just Trains shown previously to this had either a yellow head box or a headcode box or a split black and yellow one. These slight livery changes happened during the mid-1980s in real life. The livery featured here, which has the additional centre headlight and the time division multiplex cables fitted on the front, is a unique variant for the class that is featured in this DLC, and it was also named the City of Coventry. In real life, and not in the case of the simulation, the TDM cables were originally fitted for lighting control of the coaches. Later British Rail adapted them for the driver and guard communications. The City of Coventry variant of the Class 86 locomotive also has the Bracknell Willis high-speed pantograph, which is different in design to the normal Stone Faverley AMBR type as shown in other variants of the Class 86. The high-speed pantograph allowed a capable locomotive to run up to 125 miles per hour, whereas the AMBR type was only allowed to run up to 100 miles per hour. And finally, just before we finish the roadmap up, Dovetail Games have also announced they've got a new partnership. Don't worry, it's not Thomas the Tank Engine or Sesame Street or The Simpsons or anything crap like that. Dovetail has partnered with the brilliant mental health charity Calm, which is a suicide prevention charity on a mission to help people end their misery, not their lives. So Dovetail is delighted to announce that as part of the upcoming Cardiff City Network route, they've been able to implement some real-life posters from the Calm's recent Stay campaign, which aims to remove the stigma associated with talking about suicide. You can find out more information about the great work that this charity does by heading to the www.thecalmzone.net. I'll also put it in the link in the description below, so you can check out and also donate to this fantastic charity, as well as explore a whole host of resources designed to support yourself and those in your life with better mental health. And I think that is a tremendous way to end this roadmap. So if you'd enjoyed this roadmap update, then feel free, of course, to hit the thumbs up button below. And if you are watching for the first time, I'd appreciate it if you would consider subscribing to the channel. And as always, I will see you next time. Thank you very much for watching. Take care.